This week's Who Would Win of the Week is Steve Harrington from Stranger Things versus Steve Martin from Comedy.
From other things.
From everything
else.
else.
From everything else.
Even Stranger Things.
Yeah. Some weird shit.
From wacky things. He was in Little Shop of Horrors. Steve Martin from Little Shop of Horrors. What's like his worst credit? Steve Martin from Bowfinger.
Steve Martin from what's that movie when he has all the kids and he's a football coach?
Cheaper by the Dozen.
Cheaper by the Dozen. I love
rules.
that fucking
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
And the older sister in that movie.
The not Hillary Duff, the one who's like getting married, the
Yeah.
one who's moved out already.
Yeah. Love that older sister.
she was on. She had a run. She was on a couple shows. She was on some show where she was like blind or something.
They brought her. They were like, "This movie's pretty good, but if we just threw one hot chick in the mix, it might be even
Were
better."
they all
That's
his
all
kids? I
things.
can't remember.
Yeah.
That was the whole
So
thing.
he had 12
I like
kids.
the two sons, the two twins.
The twin
yeah.
sons.
Those are my favorite. Those.
That
two are
movie.
my favorite.
That movie rules. Ashton Kutcher also in that movie.
Yeah,
He's
but
in
he's a
that fucking
douchebag in that
movie?
movie. He's a
He's
a
like
bad
the
guy.
neighbor
In
or
that.
something?
He's the chick I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Future
He's Matthew's
husband.
competition.
Yeah.
In
Oh.
I would
And they put his
fuck out of
underwear
that
in.
switch. They dip it in some
In
some
meat.
ground beef.
There's just a
And then they make him put it back on.
You know how when you know how you got every home has just a big pot of ground beef, but
Oh,
when you
yeah.
have 12
You never
kids,
know.
that's probably
That's
not that
the-
far.
And
off.
That's
they
the
dunked
fucking-
his underwear in it. The thing that I never understood about that scene is how do they then get him to put that underwear back on?
Doesn't he?
Well, why was it off?
Well, I think it
He
was.
fell in
I
a
think,
pool, I believe.
I think it was a
Okay.
clean pair of underwear that they stole from a suitcase, and then he like falls in the pool or mud or something, and he has to change.
Oh, okay.
So he puts on new underwear.
Yeah, but
Pre
you didn't tell like the second you went to put those on, like these feel a little off.
But well, you know what? I think that is that you know when I was writing the movie, my thought I was
Yeah.
trying to really get
The
into the mind of
motivation.
who is this guy, and he's a dumb asshole. So I thought to myself, what would a dumb asshole do?
I guess if
just
your
put-
body's
yeah.
a little bit wet from water, you slide on some meaty underwear. You might not know. I mean,
Because like me
So you
enough to the
start
point where the dog wanted these bad, and the dog was not going after the pot of ground beef, only the underwear.
right? Yeah, I would have been like, dude, just fucking look over there.
And that's the thing, like. The dog was not going like everybody like there was food on the table. Like
And
if the dog
the
is
kids
that
were
aggressive
dunking the underwear in the
in
meat.
the meat. Yeah. But
The
that cooks
dog
off.
wasn't trying to eat that.
Underwear
Cooks off. The
Underwear
children-
cooks off. Underwear cooks off. Is that right? You know what I'm talking about.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Back to the Who Run of the Week. I'll tee us up here because I'll go right away. Steve Martin. That's what I picture him as, like a family man. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that he would do anything for his children.
You gotta see. You gotta look at the '70s Steve Martin's stand-up, who took the nation by storm. The wild and crazy guy, Steve Martin.
Has he always had white
Wild
hair?
and crazy.
Yeah.
There was a brief.
He's always had
there was a-
white hair.
There was a brief transition. I saw a picture of him with brown hair, and it was jarring.
Really? Because he has a pretty young face.
I have to imagine he did a lot of cocaine.
I don't know actually.
I would hope.
I don't know.
He was
that
a stand-up
did.
comedian in the
Because-
80s.
well, it was. But he had. He was a super anxious guy. Like he's a very anxious
Probably
guy.
because he did a lot of cocaine.
Maybe.
But
I
it's
don't
not the
know.
only cause
See,
of
that's
anxiety.
something that we should look.
But what's
up.
he done for AIDS though?
Yeah.
Because he
That's
lived
a real
during that
question.
time.
What did Steve
Yeah,
Harrington?
Everybody
do
who was alive.
We don't
during
know
the
yet.
He
AIDS
contracted
epidemic?
it probably.
Steve Harrington might be doing something for AIDS in part 2.
Well, here's the thing is,
My research.
okay, so Steve Martin, we'll say he has his crazy and wild side, okay?
Well, it's like.
But at the end of the
there's a very
day,
high
his
energy.
roots, he like if you were to look deep inside of him, if you were to be deep inside of Steve Martin,
oh,
I got so sassy, I hurt my neck.
you would
he's got whiplash. Thinking
you
about
would
it.
see that, you know, I mean, obviously he's funny. He's got his wild side still, but he is deep down a good human,
Yeah.
right? Steve Harrington, everybody assumes he's a douchebag, but not only is he not a douchebag, he cares for people, and he's also a badass while doing so.
His best friend is like 14, right?
No, I think
Yeah.
she's his age. Oh,
No,
No.
Dustin.
Dustin,
Dustin,
yeah.
yeah. But they have but listen, those two have a very cool relationship because Dustin is very mature for his age as far as his, I mean, everything goes.
He was into online dating before anyone.
Yeah, true.
Well, he was radio dating.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they met in person. She was real.
Wait, what is she called? Dusty?
Susie?
Dusty.
Dusty cake or some shit?
Balls.
Yeah.
Dusty balls.
Dusty balls.
Oh,
Dusty
my
who?
Dusty
Oh no,
balls.
that's what Steve Martin, Steve Martin's wife calls him.
Good old Dusty
Yeah.
balls.
Dusty who versus Steve Martin.
Oh yeah, Dusty.
Dusty
Boo.
Bear.
Dusty Bear.
Dusty Bear.
Dusty Bear versus Dusty Balls.
I'm going Steve Harrington. He's with the shit.
I agree.
Those old bones are never gonna keep up.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
guys-
he did defeat a demon.
Yeah,
pretty much.
he is consistently.
Yeah.
Single-handedly. No,
Dude
I'm
is
just kidding.
going
That's so
through the
fucking
fucking
incorrect.
gauntlet.
Well,
for
people
his
assume
friends.
he's going to be a pussy, and he kind of is until like everybody else's lives are on the line. Then he's like, "Fuck it! Like I'm going to step up and I'm going to
Sure.
murder some shit."
I think that if you're face to face with something like a Demogorgon, which I mean, you've never seen anything like this in your entire life.
No.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy. The amount of adrenaline that kicks in because of those survival instincts in that particular instance are a lot higher than the ones that would kick in, even if Steve Martin was trying to kill him.
no,
Just the fact that it's a regular guy.
Okay, we pump them both full of adrenaline. We do a fucking needle
Also,
adrenaline
Steve
run.
A needle
Martin-
match.
Steve Martin is a very smart dude.
But-
He's a lot
but-
smarter than Steve Harrington.
True.
Well, we're not telling him to sit down and take a fucking chemistry test.
Steve
They're in the
Harrington works
ring,
at Family
bro.
Video,
We're-
and he doesn't even know it's a dying industry yet.
We're pumping them full of Xanax. We're throwing them in like a 4x4 cage, and they're fighting for their life.
With their hands behind their back, mostly a teeth on teeth combat. They can only
Teeth
bite
on
each
teeth
other.
would be
Who's got the better
interesting.
chompers out of
Yeah.
them then?
Oh,
They
that
both
guy's
have
pretty
strong
sorry.
jaws.
Yeah,
I forgot what we
True.
were actually doing. I'm just like as you guys are talking, I'm spouting what I know about each person, and I'm not actually like contributing. I'm just like Family Video, cheaper by the dozen. I'm not actually. I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to ride a fence. That's what I've learned. Any topic, I can just be like, I can see your side on that.
Well, sometimes that's important, but not in this game because that
No,
does us
yeah,
no
not
good.
this one.
So you have to
Fuck!
choose.
I really think Steve Martin would win
No,
this
I
fight.
don't.
I
That's
think he'd be
stupid,
able
but
to
okay.
beat the wheels off of him.
I also think that you're not as two people who have just watched Stranger Things versus you who has not watched it since season 3 came out.
Uh-huh.
Like you're missing. You're riding way too low on Steve Harrington.
Well, here's
He
a
brings a
thought.
lot to the table.
True.
Dual match.
He was also on the swim team. He was a
Who
co-captain of the swim team.
Steve Martin and Martin Short. Aren't they friends?
Yeah,
Them
that's
against
funny.
Steve Harrington and Dustin.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Whose partner would whose
Dustin
partner would help?
obviously contributes more.
I think Dustin's a better sidekick. All right, sorry, I'm just divulging.
Yeah,
something.
no.
But Martin Short is a weirdo, and he's got that look.
Dustin is
He's
a
terrible.
fucking
Yeah, he's got-
genius.
Dustin, yeah.
Martin Short is not a genius.
Dustin is the better sidekick. Martin Short looks like he would bite a dude's face.
Yeah.
Dustin would just like
Yeah.
hack
Martin
your
Scorsese.
credit card.
Everybody name him
Credit card.
Martin.
That's how he wins this fight.
Yeah, he just-
His
he just-
fucking phone starts going off
Hey,
notifications.
Steve
from
Martin,
his
guess
bank.
what? You're bankrupt. How are you going to take care of your 12 kids,
Yeah.
loser?
Yeah, he just he
And
like
then Steve Martin
hurts
just
you
turtles up and
emotionally.
cries because he's, ruined.
I think Steve Martin. can
No,
take
Dustin would have a plan. 100% he would have a plan.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he's the guy in the van that's like, okay, now go down the hall to your left, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also, what I will say too is, not that, again, Dustin has nothing to do with this fight, but Dustin is like the one person in that show that like never gets scared.
True.
He's like, yeah, let's just walk,
'Cause
let's
he's
just
seen
do
some
this.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He has seen some shit. You would have been part of Hellfire Club.
What the fuck is that?
You got to watch the series. You got to watch the season.
What the fuck does that mean? I don't like that. I don't know what that is.
Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah, sure.
It's their high school D&D club.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, probably. Well, it depends. Depends on who else was in the club.
That I can't touch on that. You have to watch the
Yeah,
show.
got it.
true.
But
It's a mix.
I'm locking in Steve Martin though.
Yeah, okay.
You got a
That's my
Martin?
2 cents.
So, I mean, I'm obviously going Steve Harrington.
At this side of the table
Yeah.
is Harrington leaning.
Yeah.
Do
your fucking research, Andrew.
Look at my fucking encyclopedias. Sorry.
I think if I'm going on sheer just like I'll fucking rip a dude's flesh off. I feel like Steve Martin. Yeah, I might go with Steve Martin. Although
Wow.
like starting this conversation, walking through that door, I thought of myself as a Steve Harrington guy. I was like, fuck yeah. I see myself in this man. He's got cool hair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not why. But, like, I was like, he just is a cool dude. But then the more you're talking about Steve Martin, I'm like, that guy's a wackadoodle. And, yeah, he'd probably murder someone just in real
Just
life.
to feel something.
Yeah, just to feel something. Steve, I feel like, would have some hesitancy.
Oh
Harrington, I
yeah,
mean.
for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen. not everybody can be right all the time. But we
To
are
each
in
his
this
own.
case. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
this side of the
each his
table.
own. Listen, to each his own, but at the end of the day, we know who wins this fight. Vote on that on Instagram.